I'm drinking my coffee. I just woke up. You know, I had a little download on it. So I was thinking, I'm like, I want to know because I don't want to know. I already know. Like, my spirit is already telling me, but I'm going to just put it out there because whatever. So the way I look at it as a brown person, and like, this is the big picture. Way I look at it is, I'm what, 30 something? 30, pushing 40, okay? Back in the day, white people, and this ain't just about white people, but they always got to be up in somebody's shit, you know, because they're here. So back in the day, white people used to be like, UFOs fell down. They came down. They would call the military. First people they calling. They ain't got nobody else to call. And they would call them. They would scoop up those damn spaceships. And that's the last thing you heard about them. But they would be all out there because in their mind, they're like, oh, they're for us. They're working for us. You know, they already knew about the pyramids, many of them, before they came over here. A lot of them were educated. We weren't dumb like the dumb niggas that we got today. Okay? They knew. So they like, oh, it's going down. We need them to save us, right? So they call them up. Little do they know, even if they, because what they've been what they were telling us, what they've been telling us for a long ass time is, oh, you're American. You know, the rules apply to you, the laws apply to you, the protections apply to you. And brown people were like, if they apply to us, why are they killing us? Why are they poisoning us? Why are they doing all this shit to us, experimenting on us and doing all this stuff? You can't say that we're American and our government looks at us like we the same as you. You can't say that, because from day one, that's not what it's been. From day one, you've been having people fighting tooth and nail to make sure that they don't kill us just because we're here and they don't even want us here. They didn't want us here in the first place. They just wanted some free labor. The way they were doing, they would just killed us for trying to run away. So they were over there calling the military, just giving away all the damn tea, not knowing what's going on, and thinking that they're working for them, for you and me, for you and me. Uncle Sam is for you and me. That's how they live their life. This whole time we're like, this is not the case. They doing this and that. The Vietnam veterans came back and were like, some of them were sensible. They were like, these niggas don't give a shit about us. They out here. They didn't give a shit to be throwing no chemicals on top of us. Because what? Like, they act like they own us now because we in contract to work for them. So because we working for them, we're an asset to them. They can do whatever they want to do to us. So that's why you saw all that peace stuff going on around the Vietnam War, because they were like, not only were they embarrassed about getting their tail whooped because they didn't train them well enough, they also were looking at them suspect because they were doing the most, and they ended up poisoning and killing a lot of our own soldiers with no fucks. They didn't give a shit. So then you had more time where it kind of calmed down, where they try to, like, you know, I don't know, gain your trust back. It's like a person that be cheating. Like, you get with a person that cheats and then they get caught cheating. And then you like, all right, I'm going to try to get over this, let me give them another chance, blah, blah, blah. And then they come back with the buttering you up and coming over here with the bullshit. That's how they did for a while. Buttering these people up, buttering them up so good. They butter them up so good that they out here, even knowing all the times that they poisoned people. Hold on. I thought somebody was knocking on my door, but I forget that I'm on nights and I don't have no packages getting delivered. So when I went to the door, well, nobody was there, but somebody clearly knocked on my door. So anyway, hold on. Let me tell this dog to hush. So where was I? They're always trying to interrupt my shit, man. Matter of fact, let me go back and see what I was saying because it messed me up. And then I'm going to have to stitch it because I was on a whole train of thought. I remember now. So they try to butter them up. They got them buttered up so good that, like, they really are for the party nonsense. Like if both parties are not involved, like both parties don't run the whole entire shit. So regardless of who's in office, and on top of that, before then they weren't aware that corporations were basically giving the candidates to us. At least we know that now. So they're still holding on to that. Oh, this is a Democrat thing, this is a Republican thing, having people all, divided, because divide and conquer, I mean, hello, if you're in 2023 and you don't know about divide and conquer, and that does not mean that we cannot speak the facts about whites and blacks and Asians and everybody else up in this bitch. That's allowable, because at the end of the day, and also racist and non-racist, because at the end of the day, no matter what party they're in, usually in this day and age, you seeing racist in the Republican Party. There's some racists in the Democrat Party. The issue is I posted the other day the difference between a colorist and a racist, because they'll tell you, oh, black people can't be racist, and give you this whole dissertation on what's colorism. Okay. Meanwhile, us grown up, we flat out are like, no. First of all, a racist is a person. Look at what the racists have done to us. A racist is doing what y'all are doing. Because some of them will support you. They don't have to like you. And I have said this, and I brought this conversation up to mostly Muslims, because I'm like, my family got a bunch of Muslims in it. And I don't have to agree with how their religion or nothing like that. But I've supported them by way of giving them money, buying bean pies left and right, and supporting their businesses. Meanwhile, I had businesses before many of them, almost all of them. And you think they ever invested a penny into me? Hell no. Hell no. Because in their mind, oh, I'm a black sheep. In their mind, I'm gay, and they can't support that. But yet supporting left and right these white people who are literally working against us, or sitting over there huddling up like a bunch of cliquey ass bitches and supporting niggas that were actively working to end my life, make me have struggle. Okay, so support can come with and nobody's saying you have to put no dollars in. Support comes in all type of ways: emotional support, financial support, okay, educational support, housing support, all kind. There's a lot of different type of support. I mean, we can talk about support down to niggas giving you free boots and shit. Okay, none of that. And the one time that I went and was like, oh, you know what? Let me ask one of my elder cousins, because I don't have any like business clothes and that I fit, and they're like my size. Let me ask them if they have anything that they don't wear anymore that they can pass down to me. Why I asked them for the shit, and I'm living in the city. They don't know none of my business. They don't know shit about me, because they don't take the time to get to know me. They're gonna come over here, bring me some clothes, and then be like, oh, I don't know why you need these clothes when you living in this shit, when you living over here. Judging me because of they see the building that I live in, or see my apartment. Okay, that type of crabs in the barrel ass shit. And then got the audacity to think that because the way we were raised, oh, you respect your elders, you can go talk to my dead grandma if you're probably not skilled enough to do that. When her ass was alive, she knew, okay, you respect your elders, but she already knew I wasn't taking no shit. So then expected me to be abiding by that pre-programmed bullshit of me not telling somebody and reading them for filth, for judging me and not knowing shit about me. Spent my whole life, 30-something years, don't know shit about me, to the point, but you gonna come out your mouth and say some fuck ass shit like that and expect me not to go the fuck off. That's the type of person I am. So if you are a racist, you're a person who, if you got a chance, would try to kill somebody. You may or may not, because a lot of people are not confrontational. But you for damn sure are impeding their progress in life, working by way of legislation to give them poor quality of life, making them be asked out on the street figuring it out on their own, whether they're in a whether they choose to be in a relationship or whether they're not. Whatever, no matter what their sexual preference is, no matter what it is, if they got a reasoning for why they want you to be asked out on the street and out here on the struggle. Those type of people, because that's what they were doing to us. That's what the race has been doing to us. They didn't want us to have no rights. They didn't want us to have none of that shit. And that's exactly what these freaking supposedly colorists are doing. To me, a colorist is a person that hates your ass, but they still support you in some type of way. Whether it be down to just sharing your freaking content and saying, oh, watch this video, okay? If they not doing that, they are racist. They might not know they are racist. They asses are racist to me. They are racist to me. And they can have all the dissertation in the world, but the facts are the facts. The facts are the facts. Whether and on top of that, that's irrespective of whether the white people created that or not, or whether that's because of generational trauma or not. Okay? And you could fix yourself, but you want to still be a piece of shit. So I digress. But we're looking at them in 2023, and finally we got some white people that are like, because we were like, oh, the police and this and that. They act like they didn't see no abuse. They don't know what no abuse of authority is. They don't know what this and that. They ain't never seen it. Then it starts happening to them, and they like, oh shit. Okay, they starting to get it together. Some of them starting to get it together. Some of the white people out here are full anarchy, and they could claim they seeing it, but they don't give a shit about what they seeing, because their ultimate goal is to be in control, just like these rickety ass white people, rickety ass old ass white people been doing for the longest. They just want to take the power from them and then have the power over our heads, when at the end of the day we looking at them like, so you think because what, you burn some shit down that you bout it? You think because because they made a bunch of dumb people, that people don't see your fucking dumb ass doing this shit. Then on top of that, everybody sitting there trying to act like MK Ultra wasn't a thing, like mind control experiments, them knowing about, because like I posted a video a while ago talking about how I know how to remote view. I've been doing that since AOL days. They started remote viewing before that program. They had a program for 20 years. 20 years they were trying to get these white boys out here to be supposedly infiltrating Russian technology and their secrets and the European information, trying to do all that. And their excuses, because, oh, Europe doesn't have no black people in it. So that's why we don't have no, because what, black people been in the military for a long ass time. Why the hell did the CIA have not one brown person, not one, in their remote viewing program, if it wasn't no racist up in this bitch? And they'll say, well, the program only lasted 20 years because it was a failure. Because you're gonna be a failure at something that you copying. You're going to be a failure at something that you copying, because it's only going to last your ass so long. You might be able to do a little bit of it, but you ain't going to be able to do it the way we doing it, long and strong, our whole lives. You're going to lose that shit. That's why you hear them talking about on the TV, when you see stuff in movies, they show that kids can see ghosts, animals can see ghosts and stuff like that. But then after a certain age, they lose that. That's a reality. For them, not for us. Not for us. That's why their program failed, and they spent a fuck ton of money trying to keep it going. But when you ain't making results, at the end of the day, you're gonna get cut off at the end of the day, no matter what. So they got them out here so brainwashed, and when I say brainwashed, this is not no tinfoil hat shit. Okay, MK Ultra was a mind control program. It's declassified. Take your ass online and read about it. Then they had mad other programs going on that work with spirituality, and that's what I'm gonna say, because it's the gifts. It's gifts that we get. So it's not tinfoil hat shit, because of the fact I went to community college. I took some college courses. I think I took enough, I'm like a couple points away from having my associate's degree. But I had to live. So I had to go out there and get me a job like a regular person. Because at least back then, I could go work at a job and pay for my car payment and pay for some rent. You can't do that now. So when I was in college, they had a class, and I'm gonna butcher the title because I always butcher the title. But if I was to go back to the school and look up the class and ask and go back and because they have the syllabus, the syllabi, actually, they have the syllabi of everything that they told you to read. Back when I was in online school, they had us reading. I was like, because I didn't even know about none of this. This is before I didn't know any of this. I'm in the class and I'm like, what is this light reading? Because it was not a thick book, but they gloss over everything. You know, they cliff notes everything basically in college. You ain't reading no whole book. That's why these people dumb as hell, because they cliff note and everything. They don't even have them reading the whole damn book. It was called, but I read this whole damn book. It was called Chaos. No, it was called Mass Media. What was it? It was either, no, my paper was Chaos Through Mass Media and Brainwashing. That's what I wrote my paper on. But the book itself was Brainwashing Through Mass Media or something like that. The key points are they're using mass media, aka education, entertainment, education, anything media that's published out there. They flat out said it in the book. Every piece of media that your ass is touching or that you consume, that is not, that is not like an individual, that is institutionalized in any type of way, whether that be corporate or governmental, that shit, and then we talking across the globe, that shit is set up to brainwash your ass in the ways that is beneficial to them. If that's not telling you that, regardless of the white people are telling us, oh, we American, they don't even give a shit. Your ass is American right now in the United States. The Border Patrol is literally allowed to stop your ass, no matter where your ass is going, and demand that you identify yourself. You don't have no constitutional rights to privacy. You know how many constitutional rights your shit is deaded, okay? Deaded. They don't even want you to have no damn free speech up in this bitch. You start talking free speech, your ass on a list somewhere, okay? How is that free? You shouldn't even be able to be watching somebody because you don't like what they gotta fucking say. That itself is not constitutional. But they got laws that they passed up in this bitch today. They got you with on top of that. Now, when you get on a flight, a domestic flight, they have a specific identification that you have to have for you to be able to get on a flight domestically. It's like they looking at us like we're a foreign entity in the United States. Because the identification that they're asking for is like, it's on top of your regular state ID. It's on top of your passport. They want you to have a specific different ID. And then you have to go through this shit to get this damn ID just for you to be able to go through the airport. Okay? If your ass is not looking at that and saying, oh shit, these niggas are not for me, you better wake your ass. I don't even want to say wake your ass up, because that's when they start thinking you talking that tinfoil hat shit. That's how they got them programmed like that. Meanwhile, every single thing that these damn tinfoil hat ass people been talking, those tinfoil hat ass people talking about, they all up on that shit. Shit, they were up on that shit before a lot of people were up on that shit. So, it's bullshit is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. And no matter what these people are saying and doing, because it doesn't matter what they're saying and doing, because look at them like some cheating ass niggas. First of all, plenty of us would not accept no cheating ass person back. They wouldn't accept them back. Number one. Number two, if we accepted them back, they would have to do more than sugarcoating. Okay? They would have to be up out here in these streets, streaking. We would be coming up with some crazy ass shit for them to be able to like test for them to pass, for us to be like, all right, they for us, you know. We'll put up with that. We'll settle. Because that's what it is going to be at the end of the day anyway, settling. Okay? But they would have to do more than the fuck ass shit that they ass is doing now. And they ain't even trying to fucking win us back. They don't give a fuck. They out here replacing us with everybody else from around the fucking globe to fucking sit there and overpower us in elections. And I don't give a fuck what, but Donald Trump was talking about all that. Oh, they were rigging elections. Meanwhile, he was doing it. That's number one. But I'm gonna just let that be coming out in the news, because that's coming out now. But I'm looking at it from an even deeper perspective. Look at what these niggas are doing, because the white people are uneducated. They are uneducated. I don't care what they got a degree or nothing. They don't know that illegal immigrants end up paying taxes. They don't know that. They don't know they can't get Social Security. They don't know that they can't get a lot of benefits that we get. And a lot of times, they go out there and pay and get them a fake ID so that they can be on somebody's payroll, because a lot of people won't hire them unless they have some type of Social Security number so they could tax them. Because not a lot of people trying to be going to jail for no fucking illegal immigrant, okay? So they'll go out there, get them a fake ID, and then they get their payroll tax. So to white people is the first one to be bringing the illegal immigrants over. Donald Trump built Taj Mahal with illegal immigrants. A lot of these white people took government funds, funded their in Georgia too, because they found a couple of them in Georgia and all across. If they doing it in Georgia, they doing it everywhere. Because Georgia's no fucks place of corruption. No fucks. They don't give a fuck. They looking at it like Texas, like, oh, go big or go home. And we could get away with everything because we strapped to a T anyway, and who gonna do anything about it? That's how their mentality. So they used government funds to fund their estates, and who you think was building the damn estates? It wasn't no damn white people. It was illegal immigrants. Some of these white people still got illegal immigrants living on their property. I grew up next to a white family that they had their property since back in fucking horse and carriage days, okay? Horse and carriage days, and we talking thoroughbred horses. They got a whole illegal immigrant family for several generations living on their property. And they claiming that they paying them, but we know they ain't paying their asses like they should be paying them. We know they not doing that. And I don't give a fuck how nice they act around people, because they were nice to me. But you not telling me you paying them like you would be paying me. I know you're not saying that. And you don't even want to be paying me. So that's why your ass is paying them. And that's racist. Because at the end of the day, they're indigenous like us. So you just out here like, fuck it, because you a black indigenous. We're not going to help you out. It makes no sense that people from the diaspora been here, not lazy, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, getting this education, doing all this shit. But these white people been passing them over and giving these Mexicans opportunity just to stoke, just to, first of all, brainwash them into being racist like them, number one. Because they'll sit there and hide it and try to say, oh, that we're lazy, behind all the shit that the Republicans say about us that they claim is not racist, but really they only talking about us. So it is racist when they're saying it, regardless of whether they're saying a nigger did it or not, okay? Regardless of whether they're saying that. If they looking at you, they calling you lazy, and you been up in this bitch this whole fucking time, your ass been working and doing what you can, and every time you turn around, you getting less money than a fucking Mexican. That shit is racist. Because Mexicans, a lot of them, they ain't brown. They white skin. So, we talking Mexicans came from Oaxaca over there. Multi-million-dollar landscaping companies. They hiring them because they don't want to hire us. And that would be, for people who are not educated, they would be like how a lot of people are. Same way they doing with the Chinese. That's why you got a lot of people attacking the Chinese. And the thing is, Asians, just Asians in general, especially after COVID, because they'll sit there and say, oh, well, this is that like Trump stoking the flames. For him to say that he wasn't talking no racist shit. Meanwhile, you got people testifying in the court that he said, oh, you better be glad this isn't the 1920. That's racist. That's racist shit. If you talk about what was they doing in the 1920s? It was lynching niggas, okay? He could dress that shit up all he want. That's racist ass shit. Little trigger words, little buzzwords to stoke the fire of the inner races. That's what he was doing. And that's why so many of them loved his ass. Because if it was about capitalism, shit, they could be Democrats, because the damn Democrats out here right there with that crazy ass capitalism, greedy. And I don't want to say crazy. Capitalism isn't a problem. The problem is they greedy. They greedy and they don't have no damn morals. They don't give a fuck about no damn child labor. They talking all that bullshit. And they got country organizations involved in supposedly human trafficking. Meanwhile, the shit is as bad as it is. And they're one of the major customers. These people are the major customers. And you telling me that the only reason you're Republican because the Democrats don't give a shit about capitalism and all they want to do is give handouts. Meanwhile, almost everybody in the Republican Party that has a business is getting a subsidy from the government. All them backwoods ass ranchers back there fucking getting paid by the government to have cattle and shit on their land. They getting paid. I've been doing my research, okay? The government is paying them to have their farm animals graze on their land. And for them to have crops and shit, they paying them. They get paid money to be out there. They're not out there doing it just because they want to be out looking like supposedly their ancestors that pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, when everybody knows that that's not the case. And there were some. And on top of that, the black people could get it too, because a lot of them came over here and they weren't even they were conquistadors they damn self. They was conquistadors. They were paid mercenaries they damn self. They were over here having slaves they damn self. And then the Africans that were coming over here, they were coming over here after we fought to end slavery, and then they were coming over here for education. Some of them were coming over here when slavery was going on to get education, because the American government looked at them, because they were business partners fucking selling us. They were coming over there, let's educate them in our they were letting them come over here. So we in 2023, and they got us all, the Asians did this. Meanwhile, you look at that money, they telling it. The money was given to that lab over there. So you could say accidents happen, and they do. But at the end of the day, the accountability lies in you. You got to sit there and say, well, listen, we did fund that lab. We did fund that lab. That is technically, we sent that shit over there. Technically, we gave them money to be fucking around with that, with coronavirus. They don't want to take no accountability. Then they got the dumb black people out there beating up Asians, like everyday Asians was out there fucking saying, leak it from the lab. Like it was a setup, dumbass niggas. You better get off that fucking shit. That's what you need to do. You need to get off that damn crack they got your fucking ass sitting on for how long. You better stop fucking around. So, I look at it now as that we see them doing all this shit. They talking about this little, you got two little federal charges on one racist. One. And they want us to be grateful. They want us to be grateful for that. We looking at them like, you had to pay more tax dollars to get a whole committee to investigate him, when the DOJ is already getting money from us to be operational, and that's what they are supposed to be doing. So how the fuck are you dead ass not even doing your job? At what point are you in a breach of contract? At what point is your ass negligent? At what point is your ass an accomplice? Because we are right there saying that's what your ass is looking like. That's what your ass is looking like. Talking about you need more money and a whole nother committee to fucking give you and do your job for you. Do your job for you, and then still you don't want to do your damn job. You got me fucked up, because I know it ain't. I know. I want to know what other people sitting out here getting that common sense, because that's what they doing. That's what they did. And every time you got one of these corrupt ass fuckers, that's the same shit that they do. Paraded around like they doing something, and they ain't doing shit. They ain't doing shit. And if he does get charged, he gonna be on house arrest. If it was your fucking ass, you'll be assed out. Your whole fucking entire life will be ruined, and you'll be fucked. You'll be fucked. Then we'll go further into the brainwashing, because I skipped over this point. So once that MK Ultra came out and all those programs, they declassified all those programs. They supposedly weren't messing with that anymore. The thing is they're a corporation. The government is a corporation. They out here trying to get this damn money. So when I start saying that, I said, well, let me investigate, because I'm all about the investigation, because these niggas don't want to investigate, so I'm going to investigate. Or they only want to investigate you. They don't want to investigate themselves. And they always investigating themselves, but somehow they don't never find no shit when it comes to them. So I sit there, I look at it, I'm like, their money is being invested into, they got money invested into video game, all the technology that we got. All the technology that we got that's spying on us. Why the fuck do you think that these corporations don't go down? And the people that made them don't go down? Because they heavily invested in them. And in order for them to hide their fucking fuck shit, they invested into them and was calling it, business. Okay? Meanwhile, they're running full ass programs. Facebook got a whole department of the damn police up in their damn building. They got whole police departments up in their shit, watching every fucking thing that you talk about on Facebook. But that's a private business. What happened to your privacy as a client? Oh, that's out the door. They can have privacy. That's the government gets the privacy. The government gets the privacy. You don't get no damn privacy. You don't get none, especially after they done bombed the damn Twin Towers. Especially after that, because once the Patriot Act went in, everybody's a fucking suspect. Meanwhile, we live in our regular day-to-day life in school, fucking sleeping in random class when fucking towers fell up in this bitch. How they gonna sit there and act like we was out there on some fuck shit? That was them. That was them doing that shit. And their allies, their business partners that they still doing business with. Matter of fact, they gave them more money after that shit. More money. Built islands in that bitch. Talking about they ain't doing nothing. And our black asses with common sense ain't going over there. The ones that don't have no common sense going over there, fucking spending money over there in Saudi Arabia. The way they treat women now, none of us should be over there. Not none of us. The way they got them Indians enslaved, none of us should be going over there, not spending a fucking penny. You a dumb nigga if you going to Saudi Arabia and spending money. You going to the UAE, anywhere in the UAE, the way they acting. Now, so when you look at the technology that they have and what they're capable of doing with it, if you never heard about IBM Watson, you need to do you some research. IBM Watson is a computer that basically is a fortune teller. Isn't they not really? But they can input any information and give them the future outlook as to what will result from them doing A, B, C, and D. It can do those variables, it can input all those variables and then give them all of the different avenues of how to move. Then on top of that, they moved everything over to the phone. Like they basically made it so that you basically can't do anything unless you messing around with this phone, and Google is all up in your damn business. And they're heavily invested in Google. And now that's not to say that corporations don't be out here buying up your data and all that stuff. The issue is that who they buying it up for? They not buying it up for them. Microsoft is one of the biggest contractors to the American government. Google, one of the biggest contractors to the American government. They crying about fucking China and TikTok. Motherfuckers, they all up in that shit. All up in that shit. Microsoft over there on all kind of fucking Korean and Chinese hardware. They everywhere with the shit. It's on everything. And Microsoft is so sneaky with it that I did an update on my computer. After my update, we're talking terabytes, and we talking about sensitive information, sensitive research, terabytes worth of research and videos and pictures and screenshots disappeared. And I wasn't the only one. That shit happened to teachers, because I went on the Microsoft website. I said, oh, hell no. They gonna find my shit. If they got a cloud, they gonna bring my shit up out the damn cloud. Because a lot of it was on the damn cloud. My shit wasn't even on the cloud. Come on, man. They attacked the whole United States. The whole United States. And it wasn't like just every single person. They attacked. I went in there. There was teachers. There was professors. There was students. And you know, our educational system, the shit that they got us looking up and talking about is all the important shit. Independent researchers, small business owners. When I say that they wiped their shit, they didn't even do no ransomware. They fucking wiped their shit. If I didn't have an external hard drive on most of my shit, a copy of most of my shit, my own network, oh, I would have been asked out. I would have been asked out. My business would have been done. It would have been done. Thankfully, I know about security. At least to the extent, because even if you know about security and you know that you need to have an external hard drive, you still got to keep up on it. You still got to update it, and you don't want it to be automatic because they're going to know about it, especially if it's connected to the damn internet. So you got to be on your P's and Q's and fucking every couple weeks moving your shit, because if not, they're going to have an update and it's going to be taking your shit. And then, coincidentally, once all that shit was stolen, you start seeing out in the real world your shit. You start seeing your shit. I'm talking mapping out inner earth type shit and all kinds of shit. And next thing you know, you see on the damn internet mad niggas talking about the shit you talking about and trying with this fucking same basically maps. Just they paid somebody to do animation on it and whatever, so that they can show you what nigga you was researching. Shit you was researching, like they made it up. Like they went out there and fucking did it themselves. They didn't do that shit themselves. Now, and that's not even it. We're talking people with inventions and everything. We're not talking, that's just one thing. I'm talking literal fucking vehicles and shit. Stuff drawn up, and next thing you know, they're showing it to you on fucking YouTube or showing it to you out there on Facebook that they make your shit. Because they got the resources to make it. They getting the subsidies to make it. They not trying to give it to you, though. They not trying to give you that contract, though. But they'll be damned if you fucking have that shit in your fucking goddamn, in your files as an asset of yours. So they can't sit there and be like, oh, it's China, or oh, it's Russia, or oh, it's their own people. And since a lot of them off their coding, because Bill Gates offsets his income by hiring cheap labor in India. You treat your employee, it's as simple as you treat your employees bad. You have them out here on some fuck shit, they're gonna be out here on some fuck shit. But you still got to take accountability for it, because you're the one who did the shit. You the one who started the shit. And you're not trying to give nobody no money for all that fucking goddamn intellectual property that your ass fucking got stole up. You're not trying to do that. It's a lot of shit going on up in here. And it doesn't need to be paranoid anything. It needs to be what the facts are. They always don't want to take accountability. They always lying. Always lying. And they know once the Freedom of Information Act came in, they got to divulge information that their ass is doing. So then they start to get smart about it and start to work through these damn corporations. You go right up in there, and when niggas are talking about gamification, they over there, right over there, financing Epic Games. They right over there financing, and look at the games that they got. And they paid a lot of money to tell niggas that these video games are not harmful. The issue is that a lot of people are sensitive and they don't know. Then on top of that, they now have to tell you that it gives you seizure warnings. In case you don't know, There are seizures called lost time seizures. And those seizures are not the shaky seizures. You can be walking around having a fucking seizure and doing some fuck ass shit. There was a dude on the highway in New Jersey. He killed a New Jersey state trooper because he was speeding down the street thinking he was in a video game. And it's not to say that his brain was not programmed from that damn video game. It's not to say that. Look at these niggas in California looking like GTA every day up in this bitch. And you telling me that the damn video game doesn't have these niggas with a fucking seizure. High speed chasing, because ain't nobody doing that shit unless their ass is having a walking fucking seizure in this bitch. When they know there's helicopters and everything in this fucker, and they don't have no damn rocket launchers in this bitch. Ain't no way nobody is fucking running away from no damn cops over there. They not doing that for no badge on their chest. They having a seizure. And you know how the studies go. They pay for the studies because you know we got all these agencies up in this bitch taking tax dollars to be fucking doing studies. All these damn labs in this bitch to be doing studies. But yet somehow the studies always come out in their favor because they paying for them. You got these kids over there shooting up school. All these video games, Battlefield, got you over there fighting Nazis and shit. Got all this shit supposedly going on when really when you looking at it, you're not really fighting no Nazis. You got Nazi propaganda right in front of your fucking face. Right in front of your face. And if you're not, what's the word? Because you know I'm not going to say woke. Because these niggas will be, oh, these woke. If you're not enlightened enough to see what's staring right in front of your face. Matter of fact, the movies that they put out there, they have all these storylines of where, you know, people are blind. Like the storyline is basically showing you whatever it is, whatever storyline it is, they're showing you something, and then they're referring to themselves as being these supposedly gifted, powerful people and blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, they ain't got gifts or shit, they be stealing. And then they paint you out to be a villain. Then if you can't emotionally, if you're not able to intellectually and emotionally process that, which is many people out there, you're going to be out here doing some crazy ass shit. You're going to be doing it. And they're going to be locking your ass up and killing your ass too, because they're going to be using that as their justification for why they need further authority over you. It's the perfect plan. It's the perfect plan. I mean, perfect if you wasn't dealing with gifted people. You're dealing with gifted people. You're dealing with spiritual people. I went to sleep, had a dream about this shit. Had a dream about it. I dreamt about being... And I wasn't even dreaming. It was... because there's a difference. I think I explained this in another video. The difference between a dream, an astral projection, and astral travel. There are differences, right? This was like astral travel. So I'm seeing myself in a dark lit street, two buildings on either side of the street. There's a parking lot in both of them buildings, and it's federal agents of two different kinds. Two different kind of agencies across the street from each other, lighting each other's asses up. And I'm looking at it like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I'm looking because that's what they do. They try to act like they don't work together so that when shit is going down, and they don't work together. They don't get the same information as the other one gets, which is a fucking mess in itself, which is further proves my my about chaos through mass media and programming. They over there lighting each other up. I'm sitting over here like, what the fuck is going on? I'm going in the shit, and I talked to one leader from one of the agencies. Then I fucking dipped like a little ninja to the other side, and I'm like, yo, y'all niggas, y'all, what the fuck is going on out here? Y'all niggas tripping. They told me some shit over there, and these ones told me some shit over there. They over there fighting each other. I'm like, y'all niggas fighting each other. You do know that you don't get all the information. You don't get all the information. You think you get all the information. That's why I got you out here thinking your ass intelligent. Then they was both offended. Then they wanted to kill me. And I was like, it ain't me. You can't shoot the messenger, right? You up in this shit trying to kill each other. I just am innocent bystander, just floated over here seeing your dumbass shit and looking at y'all lighting this shit up, and you need to get your shit together. So I'm like, it don't make no sense. You don't get the information, but the nigga in office, the niggas that are in office passing the damn laws, they get the fucking information. They know what the fucking hell is going on. They know what they ass is doing. They the ones telling you what to do. So they're using you. You fighting each other. Then there was a pause in the gunfire because they started to have some common sense, because they might not be intelligent, but they definitely got some common sense to them to realize, okay, that we're being used. So they calmed their ass down. I was like, y'all need to go in your little building, go do your little paperwork, and you need to go in your little building, do your little paperwork. And that was it. I took my fucking happy ass back to my body over here that was sleeping over here, and then actually went to sleep. Because there's a difference. Because they'll sit there and tell you, oh, that's not true. You got these people out here. Because a lot of people that don't believe astral travel, astral projection, and that they think all that is a dream. It's usually people who are like meathead ass, dumbass niggas that practice martial arts, where they can control their body and they can morph their body, but they're fucking spiritually dead. Okay? They don't know, their spirit is doing all kind of shit. They don't know what their ass is doing when they go to sleep. A lot of them don't even dream. So you know they ass salty. They'll be like, key is not a thing, and da-da-da. Listen, put that shit to the side. At the end of the day, if you can't control your spirit, and when you go to sleep, you're basically dead. You're basically dead. You're not, you a zombie. You don't have no spirit. Your spirit, or it's in there, but that shit's so goddamn asleep that you're like a little vegetable when you go to sleep. You ain't nothing going on in your fucking brain. My brain lit as fuck when I go to sleep. It's lit as fuck all day. When I decide I'm gonna go do me a little astral projection, my shit is up. When I decide I'm gonna travel, I see myself traveling. I'm consciously seeing my spirit come out my shit and go wherever the fuck I asked it to go. Or sometimes I don't ask. Sometimes I just be like, roll the dice and see where I end up. It's very interesting to do. But that's what they got going on over here. And you know me, I do not give a flying fuck. They out here talking all this bullshit about us. You know my ass is out here talking shit about them. I'm gonna tell it. Because I ain't on nobody's fucking contract. And the way they acting, I'll be right up in here like, listen, this is a recipe for a whole entire disaster. And y'all at the root of it. Y'all at the root of it. Right at the root of it. And you can't deny the facts. You can't deny that you're letting the corporations just go. That's why I told everybody, you better go start you a business. You better go start you a business, and not a sole proprietorship, because that's on your social security number. They can still come get your ass. You better LLC your fucking shit. You better S corporation your shit. You better get your shit together, because that's the only way you're going to get away from them fucking putting their stupid ass iron fist down on you. Because the way they got it set up, that's the only reason these niggas are getting out of their shit. And that's not to say, advocating for people to go out there and be out there being full ass criminals and doing no next shit. Because if you do, they coming after you heavier than any of their assets, any of their people, any of the people that they using to fucking keep their boot on your damn neck. You better fix your shit. I don't give a fuck if you working for somebody and you gotta do the most basic ass shit. Business wise, I'm talking basic. It don't have to be, it could be anything. You better be making you a business. You better be separating your assets and your income, because that's the only way that they not going to sit there and try to bleed your fucking ass dry to pay their fucking debt that they ain't paying no damn bills. They ain't paying them damn bills. They paying some of them, but they ain't paying all of them. Number one. And niggas ready to cash in on that shit. They don't want to hear nobody's fucking excuse about where their fucking money is at. They don't want to hear that shit. And these niggas out here, they like, they like the mafias. They're like, and they basically are a bunch of different like mobs working together And you know, hold on. Goddamn dog always barking when I'm trying to do a video. Anyway, so I think that that's about it. I probably glossed over some stuff that I could go in depth about, but that's about as much as y'all don't have no damn attention span. It's obvious. You don't. They got you so good. They got you down to the YouTube shorts where your ass only got about 30 seconds to 60 seconds of attention span. And I check my analytics. That's what y'all look like. Y'all don't read no books. You don't read no books. You can't watch you barely can get through a movie without falling asleep or being on your phone and interrupted. That's how much the attention span is. And it takes much more than that to be up on this shit. Much more than that. So my little 45 minutes, you know, it is what it is. You're gonna have to up your little attention span and get your stamina right before you could be talking to a person like me. But anyway, let me know if you liked these videos. I post a lot of other videos too, but let me know if there's other topics that you think about that you might not have done research on, that you think I did research on and you want to know about. Because it's a lot that I've done research on. So, and I just get a lot of times stuff that just comes to me that I feel like, okay, let me address that right now. Yeah, I would appreciate the suggestions, because sometimes I'll be sitting here like, oh, what am I going to post today? You know, and it's not that I don't have a lot of stuff to post. I do have a lot of stuff to post, but I try to keep it with current affairs, because a lot of stuff that I know is like it's a collection, because I look at things from as far back as even before we were involved in politics or before we knew about a lot of stuff. So I have to kind of collect that thought process and then deliver it to you in as concise of a video as possible, while still making it relevant about what's going on in present day and current affairs. Because there's a quote that says, and I think I posted this on another video, but there's a quote: if you don't know your history, you're damned to repeat it. They say that. And right now, basically everybody is enslaved to Facebook. You out there posting stuff, you don't have no choice but to use Facebook, because the way the government set it up, you got to use Facebook and Google to advertise your business and to get to anywhere, because that's where everybody is at socially. And there are all these social media platforms, that's where everybody's at. And unless you're doing it, you know, like how you know, people do black market wise, where you're out there in these streets peddling your fucking shit out of your car, or, you know, just word of mouth in it, which is still difficult, but, you know, the extroverts are still getting it done. But a lot of people are up on that damn internet, and they up on that internet trying to get their money flow going. But in reality, every second that they spend on that social media platform, they're making this person who experimented on you without your consent, you making that nigga a billionaire. Tens of billions. And he done been to court how many times? How many times? And at that point, it doesn't even matter, because they go to court, they pay a fine, a couple hundred, even $100 million is nothing when you're making tens of billions of dollars by having a whole pool of people from all over the world up on your shit, liking stuff. Everything you like, they're keeping track of everything. And then on top of that, they're paying like tarot reader, tarot calculator websites to get your birth chart information. That's like your fingerprint. So and then they're invested. Not only are they invested in entertainment, like for example Disney and all these companies, these niggas are not just invested in one thing. Look at Warren Buffett. That mofo right there, and everybody be watching Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is invested in almost every relevant industry that is up in this bitch. And the way business works is, one business, let's say he has healthcare, because he's in healthcare, but he's also in entertainment, and he's also in construction and all this stuff. And so anytime you touch anything, if inflation is going up, you best believe Warren Buffett has something to do with it. You best believe. Your doctor bills going up, you best believe Warren Buffett got something to do with it. You starting to feel a little paranoid when you watch shit and people try to use the excuse that, people created this as an art form, and art is there to basically like mess with your emotions in any type of way. They using that excuse because they don't want you to know that no matter what is created in the entertainment industry, that the United States government is the one who approves it or disapproves it. They give it the green light because we have freedom of speech and we are able to create things. But when it comes to putting some shit up in front of that TV, the government is just as bad as China up in that bitch. They gonna censor that shit if they don't like it. They ain't telling us that. But when you go looking, if you go and you go checking Uncle Sam's shit out, before you can post anything in this bitch, they're approving it. Or not. And so when you see that they're invested in the healthcare industry and all these industries that you touch, all your data goes through all these industries. They don't even have to pay for that data because they have a parent organization. Their parent company has children companies, and they're allowed to share that information with the other companies that they have. So your personal private health information is not personal and private. They got it. And they're able to use, because they got the money, they're able to use a whole AI to structure anything that you put in front of your face. Because if you like it, they'll say, well, you liked it. You like that stuff. But yet you're watching that stuff, and that stuff is feeding you a narrative that is, first of all, not true. Second of all, it's painting them out to be who they're not. And it's sitting there fucking with you and making you think that you're a piece of shit and you're a villain and you're this, and that. And you don't know. You're just like, oh, I love it. Or they're trying to appeal because they know that our money is, you know, like, for example, like Black Panther. They know they're going to get some money on Black Panther. But they're going to show you the story the way they want you to see it. Like it's a fucking, you know, like it's some fake ass shit. And, you know, it's fantastical. When in reality, the Black Panthers were some real ass niggas. They were on some real shit. They were fucking assassinating the bitch. One of the ladies had to leave the damn country because the nigga they put her up for a assassination attempt. They tried to assassinate her. That's how about it she was. That's how for the not having the bullshit she was. But then they want to paint it as, oh, look, listen, we're supportive of Black Panther. Listen, look at this cartoon. Meanwhile, them old ass niggas that were right there, but when those companies were made, were sitting right over there putting a fucking price on that bitch's head. And the rest of them. That's why you don't see them out here in the streets patrolling the neighborhoods, because that's what they were out there for. Making sure that they were safe, but that, you know, no crazy shit popped off. Because we couldn't have the damn cops over there, because the damn cops were fucking killing us for them. Because they work for them. The police were created to keep your ass oppressed and in the ghettos. For rich people and corporations, as well as to be round-the-clock income generators for the municipalities. The sheriffs were created to catch runaway enslaved people. They didn't just drop that shit. You think they just dropped it? No, they still looking at you like you enslaved, because that's how they got it fucking set up. And they doubled down. Because we were calling it out. They were like, oh, okay, you know what? We got to hide. We got to hide our actions. We're not just going to be like this towards to the minorities anymore. No. We're going to do it to white people too. Because then how they going to say it's racist? How they going to say we racist? You got to learn how to play chess. I played chess since I was little, and the old niggas didn't even want to play with me because I was whooping their ass. Okay? Whooping their ass, and I'm still doing it to this day. It ain't me you got fucked up. It ain't me. Because you got publicists. I don't have no publicists. You worried about what your ass looking like. I'm not worried about what my ass looking like. So I'm going to air your shit out and you ain't going to like it. You're definitely not going to like it.